When Black boys are born, we mothers kiss their faces, twirl our fingers in their curls, put them in carriers on our chest, show them to the world, our tiny Black princes. And when they start school, as early as 3, we mothers place huge backpacks on their backs, and we slowly fill them with bricks, etched with tools, tattooed with truths, hoping to save them. Don't talk back. Don't get angry. Say yes, ma'am. Say no, sir. Don't fight, even if they hit you first, especially if they are white. Do your best, better than best. Be still. Work hardest. Brick. They get a little older and we add more. Keep your hands out of your pockets. Don't look them in the eye. Don't challenge. Don't put your manhood before your life. Just get home safe. Don't walk alone. Don't walk with too many boys. Don't walk towards police. Don't walk away from police. Don't buy candy or iced tea. Don't put your hood up. I'll drive you. I'll pick you up. You can't be free. Don't go wandering. Come home to me. Brick. They get a little older and we add more. Understand you are a threat. Standing still, breathing. Your degrees are not a shield. Your job is not a shield. Your salary makes you a target. Your car makes you a target. Your nice house in a nice neighborhood makes you a target. Don't put your ego before your safety. Don't talk back. Don't look them in the eye. Get home to your wife, your son. Brick. They weigh them down. This knowing of having to carry the load of their Blackness. The world hasn't changed. The straps just dig deeper into their skin. Their backs ache, but their souls don't break. Our beautiful Black men. When you say to me, all lives matter, I simply ask, will your son die with a knee on his neck? Mine have. Backpacks was a poem I did in the summer of 2016. We as a nation, we're seeing in real time so much police brutality that Black and brown communities are really familiar with, but that was the first time we were seeing it on social media outlets, and it was happening over and over again, and I felt like I was writing something almost every day. And I don't know the exact person I had a conversation with, but we were talking about the talk that Black and brown mothers give our sons that starts so early about how to try and maneuver in a world that wasn't created to love you, respect you, or protect you. It's painful to have to take away their innocence like that, but sometimes that's the only tool we have, is to educate them as much as possible and pray that that's enough. It was my second poem that went viral on social media, and it was the first one where I had lots of white mothers in particular reaching out and saying, I didn't know this is what you had to do. I didn't know that this is what it felt like. Usually that's the poem that if I'm doing a book reading, that's the one I get tears from in the audience. It's typically the one that I struggle sometimes reading without crying myself. And as we know, it's continued. I think at least once a week we see something on the news talking about Black death by police hands. And what I hope to do with poetry is to be an emotional historian, where the news tells the story and I try to tell the story of how we feel when it's happening, so we don't lose our humanity in it, so we don't become so numb that we forget that there are people, these hashtags, these names that run across the ticker tape at the bottom of the news, the people who are often then, posthumously dragged through the mud. They're people who lived. They were someone's son, someone's brother, lover, friend, confidant, teacher, co-worker. They lived, and I want us to remember that they are people, and I want us to feel what that agony is, what a community feels when we lose yet another person and have lost hope on getting justice, especially when it's done at the hands of the police. So people understand why we're angry, why it's heavy, why it's unfair. And so I hope that that's what that poem does and other poems that I write that are about similar topics. I think often we're taught that emotion is illogical, and it is not. A lot of the problems that we have now, we are taught that we shouldn't feel, that we're not allowed to feel, that feeling makes us weak. And it's our intuition that sometimes saves our lives, that connects us to people who change our lives. Our emotions to feel, to empathize, to see beyond ourselves, the power in that. We have so many people who are leaders. To see them void of emotions is illogical. How do you make decisions without truly feeling about the people you're supposed to be serving? Because we forget, we just do, we move on to the next thing and we forget how crumbling a moment was. And I like to hold that mirror up. I think about when Sandy Hook happened. And I just was a mess. My kids were around the same age. I couldn't get off the sofa. Just the thought of sending my first grader to school in a safe, beautiful neighborhood and them never coming home. And them having golf ball sized bullet holes in them. And I think about the young teachers hiding them in a closet and standing in front of it. And the fact that we still don't have gun control after that happened. I will post that poem every year on the anniversary. I will hope I break somebody's heart every time they read it. We cannot forget to feel. It is our doom if we do.